Given international results, I'd say Jens is the favorite, as he is, of course, also our defending champion. Given recent shape in the past 2 weeks, I'd almost give it to Sheik.
Yeah, definitely. I was going to say, I'm going to struggle to figure out who to be biased against because obviously always been a fan of Jens. But Sheik, just seeing his games recently, man, like he's always had this sort of wacky style. It's a little bit different, but it seems like recently he's sort of cleaned up the mechanics side of things. Somehow playing free-for-all made his micro 10 times better. I guess that 100 supply army micro coming into play. He's got this really interesting way of consistently using Coil Nova, running away, Coil Nova, run away, and he always just plays like, it's almost like a quote-unquote lame style of micro, but it's so effective. And then he plays the Frostworms, he plays the Meat Wagons, he plays unorthodox armies and timings. Sheik has been, he's really been coming to form recently.
I think it plays into Jens' cards, though, that there was game tape now. Sheik was in the final round of the qualifier against Elegant, Chinese Night Elf, and it went over 5 maps. So there is this game tape. The replays are available, and Sheik is playing more and more. So his unorthodox style can be analyzed more as well. And Jens is very good in preparing for his opponents.
He's going for the keeper, as is his specialty. A big macro map, probably going to see a Tree of Life, probably going to see an expansion from Sheik as well. If I had to expect one thing from him, it is going to be a macro game or extremely aggressive tower rushes. It's one or the other. It's both extremes. Ring of Protection, Mercenary Camp crept successfully. And then we got to see a Tree of Life. Might even see a Tree of Life planted right at the Mercenary Camp.
Interesting. Yeah, keeper first, Carson. There was a huge dispute between me and Remo on the broadcast yesterday. We were yelling at each other, poking each other's eyes, pulling each other's hair. Well, I pulled his hair, not he mine. He says keeper is garbage. I say keeper can be good. What is it? Oh, wait, we got a giveaway. We got a merch giveaway. Exclamation mark, enter in the chat to win a Humba mug from our merch store. If you think Humba is either very, very good or too strong, exclamation mark, enter in the chat. Free mug for you. Go, 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 go.
It's your question. I mean, keeper strong in the early game for sure. Good to allow you to kill a ghoul like he just did, secure the Tree of Life, which he's planning down, maybe cancel a gold mine. A lot easier to do that with a keeper than a demon hunter. But in the late game, that's where it can struggle. Of course, you can retrain it a Thorn's Aura. If it ends up being Garg play, you can go with the air versus air. But keeper just dies to Coil Nova later on. So you got to get an advantage in the early and the mid game before the Coil Nova is too high level.
Alrighty. That is a very acceptable, very political answer of you, pleasing both sides.
Keeper Zimba.
Pleasing both sides, I guess. We got an expansion here, and a keeper against expansion is usually very, very good, as you say. And I want to give a shout out to SDQ Bird, who sponsored this mug, and Charocalypse, who won that thing.
Nice, congrats. I could use another mug. I only have the old muddy mug. That's all I got, which is one of my favorite possessions. Okay, very prized. That and my Playing Ducks mug.
We can trade. I trade your Playing Ducks mug against the fuck Night Elf mug.
Playing Ducks might be worth some money in the future, though. It's a rare commodity these days.
I see. Man, that is super cool. Thank you. Now, we have to take a look at this game, of course, as this expansion is a bit in jeopardy, but I gotta say, Sheik's defense is rather flawless.
Yeah, very well done. He consistently was killing Scout Wisps with one attack into Coil, which denied the Keeper from being too aggressive with the Staff of Teleportation early on, and, didn't allow Jens to really know all the timing. So both players successfully have an expansion. Jens' Tree of Life finishes right now, just needs to uproot it and move it over, which is a little bit late on, I'll be honest. Okay, there it is. 5 seconds late on the uproot, Jens. Come on. But of course, he was in the main base trying to do some more damage. Again, not really successful, though.
Yeah, it feels like Sheik was super ready for that. I feel like I remember a game on Northern Isles when Sheik was a lesser player than he is now. Might have been 1.5 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. He was up on Northern Isles against Foggy, and my god, did Foggy destroy him with the Keeper. Has nothing to do with any buffs or nerfs or whatever. It was just the playstyle, and Sheik's positioning alone is like 3 times better than it was back then.
Slight whoopsie from Sheik there. Did lose one Acolyte to the single Treant in the main before the Arcane got up. Really unfortunate the Treant didn't expire. The Arcane didn't get up. But yeah, he's going to have to remember to replace that Acolyte. Or the Nerubian.
Thank you.
The Nerubian.
Gotta be
I got my
here.
Imba Towers confused.
True. Both S tier, that's for sure. So, pure defense by Sheik so far. Rather interesting that he got 3 mercenaries, but I really like the addition of especially the Shadow Priests.
It's going to be really, really nice to help him defend. And yeah, Jens has been very, very aggressive to try to stop this play right here, the run by with all the ghouls. The reason why he's running into the base, even though he can't win a fight, is so that the tree is never sniped when it's vulnerable, when it was uprooting, when it was moving. The keeper is going to get a couple of ghoul kills here. She continues to run into the main. Split pushes right now.
It is a bit reminiscent of the Sonic versus Death Note game here. Very aggressive, very in your face, very multitasking heavy.
Mercenaries and archers defending against mercenaries and Death Knight. Wisps are being targeted down. Ghouls run away, but they run back in. Maybe he's going for another gold mine cancel. How many ghouls is worth delaying this gold mine, I wonder? I guess hero levels aren't a big deal against the keeper. That's the one thing. You can sack units to delay the economy and not worry about a super high level demon hunter in other cases. For now, the mercs run away. Ghouls run back in. Gold mine, 14 seconds. Can he cancel it again?
Oh, it looks like it, man. We've seen this cancelled usually with like 4 ghouls. Now we got 6 of them. Not interested in the haunted at the moment, though. And we switch. DK is here, has 1 coil, can choose the targets. Muddy is in for a lot more control, and yet bring the panda.
Going to be super duper helpful right now. Mud Golem healed up by the Moonwell. There is a coil that was already used, apparently. Didn't want to save the ghoul with that one. 1 archer will fall, but are all these ghouls just dying right now? There's still mana on the keeper. Death Knight looking for the cancel, at least on the shop, but really not able to get much down. So many mercenaries purchased.
My God. I know the map is coming from all the randoms, but do you have to play like it's all the randoms?
Yeah.
This is madness.
Ghouls relatively saved, a lot of them at least. Berserker might go down. Panda's getting a big boost to the experience. Mud Golem traded. Actually, abolish on the Berserker. Really nice micro there. And the Priest does go down. She get in the upper hand of this end trade, but eventually the Entangle gets the kill. Entangle might get another kill here. This is really, really wacky. And the whole time, though, Sheik is tacking and macroing behind this, of course.
Yeah, and this will be a bit problematic. Of course, you know by now that Sheik loves the Gargs, and they're coming. 3rd crypt is not ready yet, but everything else should be set up, and then it's getting really annoying. I wonder if Jens has some solutions. He's going for tier 3. He has to creep the panda, of course, but at the same time, he wants to be aggressive and slow Sheik down. There's a lot of things to do right now for Jens.
And Sheik, it's in his best interest right now to continue pressuring with at least just the Death Knight. As you mentioned, he needs to get Panda level 3. Jens would love to also continue past level 3, power creep to level 5, because the Keeper doesn't need experience past this point. You just need it all on the Panda. Shredder there picked up. I think Sheik was trying to steal it, which is a weird play. There's a coil. Steal a little bit more experience. Every bit helps for Sheik.
Alrighty. No coil anymore, so he has to operate with right clicks, but he's stalling time for the Gargs. I wonder, like, usually when you see Gargs, you expect them to do some economy harass. Not really Sheik style. He's pooling 6 of them and then using them to fight against the Dryads. He got them! Level 4 on the DK.
Still level 1. Zeppelin to get out for now, and he can continue the harass. Just drop coil, drop coil. Yeah, I like the Garg style that Happy showed on Echo Isles recently. Nice coil there on the lab as well. He stole the whole camp. Happy showed it on Echo Isles versus Colorful, where he went for really quick 3-0, then pushed with 70 supply pure Gargs, and transitioned into a boneyard and a slaughterhouse for like 1 worm, 1 statue. And then he just had a really, really nice timing, but then followed it up with a stronger army. Because, of course, just pure Gargs in the late game isn't going to work. You do need something else. A Sapper now, too. What the hell, Sheik?
I'm mesmerized by Sheik's plays. We fell in love on this map with Sheik against Yumiko. Now, he hard outplayed Jens at that lab. Big time. What's he going for? The Shredder? The gold mine? Okay, the gold mine it is. That might not work.
End up being worth the investment, though. He's getting a couple wisps. He's stopping the mining for now. Yeah, he needed to do a couple of auto attacks before the sapper, but at least he, slows down the mining a little bit. Garg's now coming. He's going to continue pressuring this gold mine. Very intelligent play from Sheik. He knows it's the economic game right now.
Okay, yeah, helps. And we got Nova, of course. So if the wisps are exposed like that, you can easily snipe 1 or 2. And on this level, it's about just the tiniest little things. We'll see at the end if the investment into the Zapper was worth it. But that's another Nova, and that's one more kill. And if we do this one more time, all of the wisps are gone.
One negation, so we'll be able to deal with the entangle. Panda coming back in. A Panda coming back in as a Panda not creeping, which is good for Sheik. The only question is, will he be able to get out? Yeah, he's just going to run away with the Zeppelin. Really, really cool play. Very annoying for Jens to deal with, no doubt.
Man, my heart is torn. I love these players so much. Jens, of course, the Chilean wall, about to defend this over and over, but Sheik clearly coming prepared with some exquisite and unusual plays. He's gearing up for the late game. He's already 1,200 gold. Jens kind of desperate, trying to go for more repair, but that's just fodder as Jens is a bit slow.
Zeppelin play, so sick. And behind this, Sheik has been banking. He's, I guess, waiting for a Boneyard at tier 3, then he'll break with a Worm. I have to imagine that's what he's playing, because right now he's going to save a lot of gold.
That's exactly what he's playing. Maybe even a cheeky third hero. And Jens, it takes a long time for Night Elves to get some suitable anti-air up that's actually flying as well. He got the winds. They're coming now. But yeah, a Hippo would have done wonders here. This was 2 minutes, 2.5, just pure harass, and Jens couldn't get anything done except the level 3 Panda.
Just managed to get that, but like, look at the gold difference from this harass, not to mention the Wisps rebuilt. 8,000 for Sheik, 10,000 for Jens. And yes, the gold mine was up a little bit quicker for Sheik, but not 3.5 minutes. It's 600 gold per minute, of course, so this harass has done some serious damage.
We have a Berserker now and Muddy. Dude, 2025 year of Muddy. It's crazy how often we see that guy. People value the slow so much more than in the past. But it's exactly what you said. It's the Dreadlord, it's the Boneyard, it's more Gargs. He's breaking before the Worm comes in, so he sees some kind of urgency here. And yeah, Jens also, like, this won't stop. He builds an AP, and he's going into 5-unit production now with triple wind, double ore.
Should obviously retrain that Keeper eventually, now that he's level 4, could do that. And the Panda is solo creeping, gets a Khadgar's as well from the red, and yeah, if he can creep this Panda to 5, that would be fantastic. It's going to take a little bit more than the southern side of the map has to offer in terms of creeps, but Gargs continue to be annoying in the main upgrades coming in. Macro for both players. We'll just see how strong the timing is for Sheik, because if the timing doesn't work out, I gotta say, with the Panda in the late game against Gargs, probably going to be favoring Jens.
We'll see. We got Nova, we got Swarm, we might have Vamp Aura against Thorn's Aura. By the way, I definitely agree with you. Thorn's Aura retrain is a must with Hippos. 45% damage reflect on level 3. Gimme that, please. Especially now that attack and armor upgrades are coming in as well. Levels for Sheik, due to all this harass, left to be desired.
Level 3 Lich would be huge before the push. The Nova, of course, Rex, Airs. And if we have level 2 Dreadlord, we don't obviously get the Carrion Swarm. I wonder, like, there's so many good options for the Dreadlord, though. Like, Sleep is great on the Panda, Carrion Swarm's good against the air, but Vamp Aura is kind of nice as well in Garg against Hippo. So we'll see what skill choice he decides to go with.
I would assume 1-2-1, but we'll see about that. That is, of course, also the unit composition that he wants to play against due to all the FFA experience. In FFA, it's a little bit different as we see way more Chimeras, but the Mass Garg and Worm style is what he's been playing for the past few years, and in Melee, nobody really played this, and it's not too common to play against this.
Definitely very, very strong with this style of micro. He also gets Khadgar's to assist it, so he's got Statue and Brilliant Aura, both players do now. But that's obviously going to be huge for the Undead Tri-Hero. Panda doesn't normally struggle that much for mana. Just staff him out, use Moonwells, come back in. But whereas the Undead heroes are going to need lots of mana. And is this the timing? 79 supply. We do have all the ghouls being pulled. Worm is coming across. And Hippogriff number, it's got to be around 12 at this point. Triple wind production is pretty fast.
We're waiting for one important upgrade, and that's Disease Cloud. The wagon has already arrived. Disease Cloud, we're working on it, and then it's Sheik's perfect army. He's hitting a bit earlier than that. Jens is ready, both at 80, both rich, both a lot of heal scrolls. The Scroll of the Beast could be so huge if not dispelled, but I wonder if Sheik's anti-air in Gargs is enough.
It's not enough Gargs, I feel like. 2 statues, Worm, Meat Wagon, this many ghouls. Like, he just doesn't have enough room in his army without going 100 supply, whereas Yen's, just three bears, 4 dryads, the rest all hippogriffs. Of course, if it wasn't air versus air, these hippogriffs aren't going to do much at all unless you want a bunch of hippo riders, but yeah, I think we need a high upkeep Gargs from Sheik, but he doesn't have the Ziggurats right now to do so.
Oh, that's a bit of an issue indeed. We also got Thorn's Aura, so the retrain is real. No Carrion Swarm as he went to Vamp Aura immediately. Did Jens out-tech and out-army composition him?
Yeah, it's definitely too many hippogriffs right now for Sheik to win a fight. I'll say that. If they do fight, he will lose. But how much can he delay said fight? Panda's level 5 as well. Sheik, yeah, he needs something else. He needs to make some plays happen. He needs a hit and run. I don't know what it is, but he definitely is going to need to go high upkeep to win a fight.
Well, he's been in some dire situation versus Yumiko and versus Leon, so I trust that he finds a way out. At the moment, Jens isn't ready to follow into 80, but oh, Sheik is losing quite some units for pretty much free. First the wagon, then 2 statues.
Yes, he's got 3 control groups going on because when you have Gargs, then you have all your other units, and then your statues need to be in their own group as well. I think he just forgot about control group 3 there, unfortunately, for a second. Might have been what happened with the wagon earlier. Jens getting further ahead. Sheik has a big bank. He's got to use it to go high upkeep. Maybe Jens will be timid to go high upkeep himself.
Interesting situation. But yeah, he needs to produce a lot, both with a 3rd base here. Roar on all the hippos. Is this really the fight you want? Sleep on the panda is amazing. Who wins the air fight? I don't think is a question. Level 3 on the Lich. Can he force a town portal, nuke a hero? Something.
Sleep is good on the heroes, but not sleep in the panda there. All the air units are dead, and now the breath can be focused on the ghouls, and it's 42 against 77. That's what happens when you have air dominance in these sorts of fights.
Damn, dude. Sheik slaughtered everybody in the qualifiers in the Back to Warcraft Weekly Cup. Oh my, that was almost a Dreadlord, but the reigning champion Jens might be taking it here, and what a bad feeling for Sheik. He goes down with 1,800 gold in the bank. But is there maybe a chance to rebuild? Because he has 2,000 gold in the bank, can he switch to another army?
Free-for-all style. Okay, now he's going triple crypt ghoul production. So he traded out the air army. Okay, now he's going into fiends instead. He traded out the air army, and now how much dead supply is this? You'll know better than me. What is this, like 14 hippogriffs? Something like that?
It is exactly 14 hippogriffs, Carson. Your counting game is on point.
Okay, that is a lot of null supply right now. Unless, again, you want to make 14 archers and go hippogriff riders. He's going for Chimera Roost, continuing the air dominance play. But for Sheik, yeah, he's just going to go pure ground now and hope to have one more fight. This is plan all along. Make all those hippogriffs. I'm going to transition out of it.
Yep, exactly. Chippos, the FFA composition, it is. And Fiends will pop against Entangle, Breath of Fire, Chimera, all of that.
3 base for both now. Getting saturated pretty soon. Oh, Dreadlord might get level 3. 5-3-3 undead heroes. Pretty sick. Panda not getting a ton more scary. Also, obviously, the ultimate's going to be sick. Keeper, same story for him. Expansion being pressured. Jens realizes he won that fight, but he can't give too much space and time to Sheik. He needs to break at least a base with the advantage he just gained.
Yeah, I agree. And it bites Sheik a little bit that he doesn't have Carrion Swarm. Yeah, he has level 3 now, but what does he want? Sleep? Is a bit cheaper. You can spam that a little more. Vamp Aura for what? For the DK and the 2 ghouls he got left? It doesn't help him that much.
At least, I mean, he can try to maybe get a keeper kill with the sleep, denying the staff, or vice versa on the panda. Okay, he's killing his own hippogriffs now. It hurts to do, but you kind of got to do it.
Night Elves do this more often against undead, against banshees. You kill your bears. Against this right now, you kill your hippos. Sheik has double slaughterhouse, is transitioning. A-bombs, fiends, maybe 1 or 2 wagons. I wonder if that's enough to deal with the chimeras.
be tough. It's gonna be tough. Meatwagon setting up Disease on the ground. Jens, I'm surprised he's being so patient. I'm surprised he didn't try to break that expo, but he's giving Sheik the time to transition. He's giving him the respect, and Sheik has a fighting chance still as Jens waits for his chims.
They take a long time until they're here. 2 heal scrolls available, Wand of Negation ready to deal with Entangle. We got another retrain. That's the second one as we go back to Treant's Entangle.
Jens really well aware of what's going on, of course. Not easy. We can see the whole map. We can see all the units in production. These players don't, but Jens seems to be like killing his own hippogriffs as well. Like, how many Night Elf players would be afraid of more Gargs coming out? But Jens knows what's going on. He scouted the army. He's aware. And is this Sheik ready to fight? 78 supply versus 80. Again, this is a winnable fight for Sheik somehow.
No TP, though. He has to fight this, and the Chimeras are coming in from the right-hand side. Fly straight into the Fiends. That's a problematic situation for them. They are not that tanky, and we only have 1 staff. Treant's in. Coil saves another Fiend here. Supply is rather similar. The Chimera's down.
Nice micro so far by Sheik. Unfortunate positioning on the chims. I think you turn Web off at this point. Just ignore the hippos forever. We obviously cannot pop destroyers. We cannot build a worm. So there's no elegant solution to just honestly pure bears at this point. But kiting is always one of them. Panda with tons of mana left over. And Sheik does win that fight, but he has to back away and get more heal scrolls.
Both are so rich. If they go to the shop, they can completely buy that one out. And that's also what Sheik is doing. More wagons are coming in, more fiends. We also get the burrow for the next one. And he's bouncing between the 2 expansions. With his 2 wagons, he can always apply pressure to the bases. And this is something that Jens currently lacks. He's just reacting.
Also love the Wand of Negation. Obviously, he can't make destroyers, so he goes for the Wand of Negation. Always has charges to deal with Entangle, so they can't be hero focus. Back in comes Jens. I think he should really ignore those hippogriffs. Sleep on the Panda. Meat wagons are being pressured by the Treants. Panda does get some breaths off, and when he does, it does a lot of damage.
Now he's put to sleep. The Fiends and wagons are being attacked by the Treants, who do a lot. Coil on the Dreadlord, so he can rise and he can continue to sleep. The Breath of Fire was great. 1 wagon down, but the Disease Cloud is already everywhere.
Sheik is microing very, very well. The continuous sleep, honestly, probably looking better than Carrion Swarm would have been. This Panda not able to use the cooldown on Breath of Fire, and now he TP's out because he's out of heal scrolls, and he's traded fantastic because he got to save the A-bomb as well. Barely goes down, but kills the Berserker and the Bear at the end. Sheik is, okay, like Jens is definitely still in this. This is definitely still a very even game, but this has been very impressive macro play from Sheik.
Yeah, also the responses by Jens have been very, very good. Of course, former StarCraft player. We saw him in the Immortal Gates of Fire tournament where he was leaps and bounds above the others. And both always have a big budget to react after a fight. Do I have to do some adjustments? Do I need more of that item, that unit? They are very flexible, or at least they were. We're approaching the 25-minute mark. That means the mains are empty and we have 2 ways.
Super cool is the 3rd attack upgrade just finished for wagons and A-bombs. Not often do we see 3-1 for fiends and 3-0 for meat wagons.
That's crazy. That is, how much average damage is this? 105.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Jesus.
Worth it, even for a couple units.
Yeah, I think so too. If you have the resources, man, why not? The A-bombs leech life with that as well. And here's the next attack. What's the army composition? Love the Moonwells next to the shop for Jens if they stay alive. Entangle, Focused Fire. 4 Chimeras!
With 3 attack upgrades themselves. Sleep needs to kite, needs to pick these chims off, probably even needs to coil Nova them. Heal Scroll counters the Panda, but he's got 220 mana still left over. We need to kill these chims. It's just too much damage to stand up to. Hippogriff still idle in the back. Chims being focused down one after the next. Oh, Dreadlord eats a coil there. That's 2 chims going down. 1 A-bomb falls. Panda gets another breath. Statue going to be focused down. A good fight for both so far.
Yeah, feels like Jens is getting the upper hand a little bit. Entangle gets the next kill, and we got a Storm and Fire. Heed my call. Off we go. Panda Ultimate. How do you control that? Only with the Town Portal. This one is way too strong to fight against that. With Immolation and Cyclone and Clap and Taunt and everything. And now momentum is on Jens' side.
Something was happening at the expansion, maybe Treants that stopped the Acolytes from mining. Now the ultimate is still running 50% duration on that. Sheik, of course, well aware of what's going on. It goes to defend his expansion. Meatwagon going to go down to Earthstorm and Fire, trying to kite away from the ultimate. Sleep on the ultimate. Don't see that very often. Shredder getting involved as well. What a crazy game one from these two.
Oh man, this is exactly what I envisioned when I saw these two in the bracket. As sad as I am that they meet, I am also happy that they meet at all. Shredder could be picked up. The Breath of Fire is super strong. Bear staffed out. Jens not only showing great control and decision making, but also in the micro department.
Panda mana anymore. Keeper as well. Level 6 would be huge. There is, of course, Sleep to stop the Tranquility, but you can use it out of combat. It's very, very effective. These Hippogriffs still just in the air. This was Sheik's game plan the whole time. These Hippogriffs are doing nothing. They're just dud supply, forcing Jens to go into high upkeep. Panda surrounded. Sleep now. Careful.
Oh, Sleep!
Careful.
Wait a minute. 2, 1. He sleeps him again. Jesus, this was brilliant by Sheik. He knew, of course, the panda unites where the earth panda is, and he had the perfect reaction to that, and then also follows it up with the perfect sleep, gets the double kill on the bears. Fantastic execution. In the meantime, his army was suffering, though. 15 food down now. Mining has been disrupted by Treants.
Play there. The sleep is paying off so much. Just look, when there's no mana burn, how many sleeps per fight do you get? 5, 6, 7?
I guess.
It's crazy.
I guess. I don't even know, man. This is nuts. Now, Sheik wants to fight when there's no panda, of course. Does he have the sustain? Shop control went to Jens. Oh, panda is back, actually.
Panda back from the tavern. That's a lot of the resources, but Jens still set a 70 supply, 80 supply. And the issue now becomes, as the main bases run out, Sheik down to 1 base, barely mining. Jens about to be down to 1 base, but only one of these two really needs heal scrolls, and that's Sheik.
Exactly, against the panda. The other one gets the healing in maybe 20 XP when Tranquility gets unlocked. Of course, that can be interrupted with sleep as well, but outside of fight, it's such a great ultimate. 7,000 gold in the north for Jens. 850, that's a minute and a half on the right-hand side. Due to these expansions being interrupted, oh, Sheik is also only on 1 base, I just noticed. The upper left is empty. Are we mining out scrimmage?
It's going to take another 12 minutes or so. So if we get to the 40-minute mark, we would get there, but Jens doesn't want to allow that to happen. He wants to push forward when he has the advantage from the last fight. Lost the panda, but killed a ton of units, as you mentioned. The kiting continues. It's like pretty much even supply, right? Because of all the hippogriffs in the air. The fighting armies are equal.
Exactly. So much damage on the chimeras, though. The magic damage is 160 max roll. Plus the damage amplification against abominations. Like, that's also complete bonkers. It is a phenomenal game. The Lich is close to level 5. And of course, Treants give some XP.
He's always been nuking those down because he knows level 5 Lich. And not to mention level 5 Dreadlord. I mean, level 3 Sleep costs what, like 45 mana or something like that? 50 mana? It costs barely anything. So Tranquility around the corner, but also big upgrades for Sheik. Both players haven't finished scaling yet.
Ooh, Jens is close to finishing scaling with his army, though. 95 food. He's pretty broke. He wants to end the game right here, right now. If he can catch Sheik now, he has a 25 food lead. And the chimeras are above the trees, but they fly straight into the fiends. Is that a chance for Sheik or just the last moment?
Just slept in the back. That's exactly what Sheik wants. He wants to keep the panda slept. Heal scroll, haze, fire, anti-magic, tranquility. He needs to run away. We've seen a lot of ultimates. Sleep now on the tranquility because he... What did he get rid of? Oh, of course, the item to get rid of the anti-magic potion, Wand of Negation. Have you ever seen that interaction?
It is. We get one crazy play after the next, but it seems like Jens, our reigning champion, is getting closer and closer to the 1-0 hard-fought battle. 30-minute war. Can someone rely on mining longer? 10 minutes of mining for Jens. 11.5 minutes for Sheik. We have to play a very different game now. Both had gold en masse. The entire game, basically. And now they're all on a budget. So not too sure how Sheik can stomach all these losses.
I think we kill the keeper. I think that's what we got to do. If we're an undead player here, I think we're saying that's our way out of here. Kill a hero, and the keeper's the easier of the 2 targets. We got Lich level 5 now.
The keeper defensively, though. Staff is on the keeper, but there's an invo potion. Jens, of course, ready. Using the hippos always to obfuscate a bit these chimeras. Acolytes fighting. There's got to be a little bit of XP fodder. And there's just no opportunity to get close to the keeper.
And there's Earthstorm and Fire to save the Panda at any moment as well. Now using Sleep, trying to kill the Chims. The Chims do a lot of damage if left to their own devices. But Sheik, the micro's been so good, it's kind of falling apart here. He's got to keep on kiting. One more Chim webbed, out of position. The Panda has a lot more mana where that came from, and there's the ultimate.
Oh my god, this should be the end now. Level 5 on the Dreadlord for level 3 Sleep. He can spam that until oblivion. But still, to stop one Panda, you need 3 Sleeps now. And that might be a little bit too much. If Sheik can come to Infernal, is that maybe the saving grace? We're getting more and more of a supply lead for Jens. DK almost behind enemy lines thanks to the Cyclone. Not much Dispel against it as the Dispel staff is on him. Oh, so much damage. He needs to use the Nova against the Fire Panda. Otherwise, he just burns him down. And the next target is again the Dreadlord.
Fighting an undead base. We've seen so many games end in this, and it doesn't favor the Night Elf often. But this looks so good for Sheik. Panda back to Earth, and now he's got no mana any longer, where he's got almost a Nova. Sleep on the Keeper. He's trying to focus the Panda. I think that's the play for Sheik right now.
Dryads are
Tranquility!
Oh, what a sick ultimate. The Dreadlord needs to get close, but the damage is done, or the healing is done, rather. Panda's in trouble. Keeper is still sleeping. At the moment, he can't staff him out. The Dryads were suffering so much. They were all at 50%. Sleep comes in again. 7 seconds now. Dreadlord still has so much mana. He should be able to perma-sleep him. Exactly. But the staff is ready thanks to the Dispel. Dryad has to pay her life for it. But what a save by Jens.
You notice how scared he is. Potion of Invulnerability, because he was just so afraid. The Goldmine was killed by a Tree of Life that is vacant now.
Oh my god.
Sheik, the heroes, man. The heroes are cleaning this up, Neo.
Are you kidding me? No way. 30 food advantage. We talked about the Keeper liability in the late game. I mean, that Tranquility was clutch, and it saved 5-6 Dryads at the same time, but a Keeper is no Demon Hunter.
Mana's back, full mana. Oh man, I think if Sheik had gotten a hero kill there, maybe. If he had gotten the Keeper, if he gotten the Panda, he could have followed it up with maybe killing the Expo to the north. But if he doesn't have the momentum to be able to go and kill that Tree of Life to the north, he's just not going to be able to close one out. But the heroes are pretty goddamn insane right now.
6-5-5. No ultimate just yet, but we're kind of getting close. We could see Sheik with Dryads and Bears, as they can use their abilities now. He could Reju and Roar. Oh my god. Sheik is selling his main, classic FFA style. He can expand again.
Yep. And one last-ditch effort. Going to pressure the 12 o'clock, of course. Jens needs to keep his gold working, because if he loses the hero and can't Tavern Revive it, it's just going to snowball from there. So he needs to have some source of economy, whereas Sheik just needs to work with his heroes. Needs to continuously coil Nova, continuously pressure these heroes away.
If you're not a fan of any of these players, I don't know what to tell you. The tree, Sheik isn't looking as the fight is starting. He's not canceling it, is he? No, he's not. That's 225 gold down the drain. Huge move by Jens, who keeps his calm, who knows exactly how important these Treants can be in this super hectic situation.
On the Panda, continuously pressuring that. Meatwagon, of course, forcing the issue. Staff out now on the Panda. Moonwells are almost dry, Neo, and it is daytime for a long while. This might be the last daytime of this game. Panda comes back in, but kills the Dryad. A mistake from Jens.
Uh-oh. There was any other Dryad, this would have worked. Now the Panda has to walk back. There's a couple of free seconds for Sheik. DK always far forward, tanking all these shots. Poison ticking down on that DK, and there is no potion to save him. This tree is almost down. The wagon wants to get a couple of shots in. Coil to save the feed. Level 7 on the DK.
Level 7 is crazy now, and there's so much mana on the Dreadlord. The sleep has been huge, continuously sleeping these heroes. Disease Cloud working. The Meatwagon is gone, but the effect is still being shown. Panda again, Earthstorm and Fire. Can this ultimate close out the game? Jens has to do it.
The Breath of Fire beforehand was also insane. Cyclone Lich. Oh my god, are you kidding me? How does this Lich even live? I got no idea. Invo Potion on the Dreadlord as well. DK is free. Coils again. Slam doesn't do too much, but the Cyclone does. Sheik is just literally running for his life.
the round there. He's got one more coil, but he manages to squeak out. He's got one more charge of water negation, but doesn't manage to use it. And GG is called at the 36-minute mark. And if that wasn't a crazy game, I have no idea what it is.
The game is so packed with action, so many different unit compositions. Sheik versus Jens, ladies and gentlemen. How not to say more to this matchup? And mamma mia, we saw the new map scrimmage in full light, basically. And this map is amazing. Those players are amazing. Those heroes were amazing. The only fact that it annoys me a little bit is like how oppressive this sleep was.
I'm thinking, like I mentioned briefly earlier, the Happy versus Colorful Echo Isles. I forget what tournament it was. It was about a month ago or so. And Happy went for a very unorthodox 3 crypt Garg play. He doesn't oftentimes do Garg timings, but he went for quick 3-0. He went for 3 crypt. He pushed instantly. And the reason why this works so well on a map like Echo Isles, and the reason why it could work very well for Sheik here on Secret Valley, is there's no lab, there's no shredder. It's very hard for the Night Elf to macro up to 3 Ancients of Wind to counter mass Gargs and get the upgrades and get everything you need when you don't have a shredder. That's what Jens was able to do. Like, you need to commit, you think, 5 wisps just into buildings for double lore, triple Ancient of Wind. You just don't have that luxury to have everything you need in time without a shredder. So I would not be surprised to see fast expo, mass Gargs, but this time maybe with a little bit more emphasis on economic harass with those Gargs.
Okay, interesting game plan we'll see in the future. If you want to outplay your opponent with lumber income in like minute 15, that's definitely interesting game plan. And Sheik proved to us that he can think 5, 10, 15 steps ahead. And you were right, Carson. Undead wants to expand. How good is Keeper as anti-expanding hero? What Night Elf can do, of course, is to detonate wisps. And correct me if I'm wrong, but Jens is a little bit slow with that. This creeping is going very well for the Undead.
The Wisp, yeah, he fakes the coil to force the shop. So far, no detonate on the skeletons. Also interesting that Sheik pulls 4 ghouls here. Very unorthodox because his lumber is going to be very, very low. But he just worries about getting the camp crap, just worries about getting that Ziggurat up. Lots of mana left on the Keeper. 1 Ziggurat canceled and 1 creep left over. Entangle going to try to kill that Acolyte. I think even with the coil, he's going to get it.
Very nice so far. I don't see enough detonations. That's a little bit problematic because Undead had only 1 sacrificial skull, but Jens doesn't want to commit more wisps. And let me tell you, with Ziggurats being constantly cancelled, with Acolyte being dead, let me tell you that we need to wait for another Acolyte to join us, and Jens is already counter-expanding. Archers were finished, you know, the green camp as well. And yes, this Keeper has plenty of experience and the pressure continues, but the Ziggurat will actually finish repairing it. Okay, I stand corrected. 2 seconds, Ziggurat was cancelled. That is looking so bad, Carson. And this detonation was money. Skeletons dispelled, archers are coming. But actually Keeper says, no, go back. We need to heal a little bit.
I think Jens can be happy with that delay. I really like the attempt there with the Wisp. He knew he was going to cancel the Zig, and then he brought the Wisp in at the same time to try to deny that Ziggurat with the Blight detonation. Unsuccessful, but still overall very, very solid harass. Delaying the expansion and buying time for his own Tree of Life, which will come through uncanceled. 99% sure of that. 30 seconds left till it's finished. Lots of ghouls being pulled, though. Jens still has to defend, and he doesn't have much health on the Keeper currently. Moonwells are dry now.
It's a very important moment, 20 more seconds, but look at this, there's no even skeletons, there is no Rod of Necromancy. Undead used all of the skeletons at his expansion, and yes, expansion will finish for the Night Elf, but how many archers we are going to see that? Because yes, Sheik wants to squeeze a little bit after this kinda disaster at his expansion.
I want to interrupt real quick to give an update to the prize pool. Yang Fang not only throwing subs like crazy, but also $100 to the prize pool.
Mr. Yang Feng, thank you very much for that. And yes, definitely with game like that, I can see how he wants to support the players because it's going directly to the players. Thank you very much, Mr. Yang Feng, for that. And ladies and gentlemen, Jens is running in circles, which is okay. He's actually making wisp with his expansion. That's pretty fun to see. As you mentioned, Carson, he knows that he can't go for this shredder on this very map. So he made 2 wisps, and yes, he's going to uproot soon, and we are going to see a big journey of this Tree of Life, and maybe even Ancient of War. Look at this, they're walking together. So they are not going to be ambushed by some nasty undead.
Nice defensive play from Jens. So far, Sheik has been super aggressive. He still has yet to attack. He's been pulling tons of ghouls. He pulled 4 initially to creep the camp. He pulled then, I think, 8 to be aggressive there. Very unorthodox. If you watch other players, they would not pull this many ghouls, but he's trying to be aggressive. Misses the coil there, but he's just trying to delay this expansion as much as he possibly can.
Yeah, definitely the item that he got from the middle helps a little bit because Keeper has no mana and Death Knight gets some. We have Dash of Appearance used. He want to get some archers. Defensive coil was used. More ghouls are coming. The good news for the Night Elf, you know, the Ancients are not in trouble. Is Sheik going to jump for the Orc Magi? He definitely can. Keeper is going back to the shop actually. He is regenerating as we speak. He bought the staff. Actually, I stand corrected. Ancient of War is dead. Sheik is giving Jens some trouble.
Us now, our staff out on the archer. Staff this early is crazy to see. Also, there's backpack for Sheik, so he could bring in another rod if he wanted to. Wouldn't be the worst idea. This tree still being delayed every second. Even if ghouls are going down, again, the keeper levels are not that important. Even though the ultimate was sick last game, it still doesn't have that much impact compared to DK levels. Level 3 now, he's going to be able to kill another archer. This is, like, he's losing ghouls, but it's looking pretty good for Sheik.
Definitely. Okay, we are going. Look at Death Knight. Death Knight wants to get another amazing permanent level 3 item, and he gets prepared of Vitality. That's nice, and experience, of course. Panda, let me tell you, this Panda would love to get experience and this very item. But yes, what is important, Jens' expansion is ready, but he still need to entangle the gold mine, and gold advantage goes to the undead. I would say that the game is more than open, but maybe Keeper can do some magic now. He's in the middle of the map, and he's thinking what I should do. But look at this, he's going to creep the shop, which is empty. There is no Orc Magi there, it's just experience. And yes, he says no, I want to creep something that can give me a good item.
With only 1 entangle available right now, Panda, just like last game when he struggled to lab a little bit when Sheik got that Zeppelin, if we remember. It seems like ages ago at this point, but is how that game started. It seems like he's going to struggle to creep the Panda a little bit. Staff of Teleportation. This might be a time when you buy an Invis pod if only the Keeper wasn't watching you. Panda will get level 2, slow and steady, and tier 2 is right around the corner for Sheik. Tier 3 just now started for Jens as well. Ghouls go towards the gold mine. Wanted to try to cancel that gold mine, but a little bit late on it. Gets at least 1 wisp with the coil.
Yes, that's very interesting. You know, Entangled Gold Mine is ready, but yes, the ghoul run by is always scary, especially as you mentioned, you need to count your lumber, and you know what, Carsten, you were right. I'm checking the undead production. We see triple crypt with a lot of gargoyles in them, and yes, Jens, are you patient enough? By the way, speaking of being patient, Death Knight is creep jacking, and the right click from Death Knight and 2 skeletons are scary enough to make Panda move. Panda is a slow hero. 290 movement speed is like the slowest hero, one of the slowest heroes in this game. Yes, Panda doesn't like to run that much. Look at this! Death Knight is stuffing, he has enough to coil, but Keeper is there with stuff, and Panda survives, and mana is banned by the undead. Demon Hunter is not in this game, but I can feel his presence.
Crazy play from both to land the staff to have the Keeper in position, but the staff of teleportation to the ghouls on the right. Crazy stuff. Here are the Gargs. Is this tier 2? Okay, he's not teching tier 3. He's gonna go for a tier 2 Garg timing as it seems. Yet to get a second hero as well, but I would be amazed if we didn't have a Lich eventually. Archers are dying in the center. Maybe the chaos has been too much to handle for Jens. He's got tons of lumber. Definitely not going to struggle in that department, but for now, it's going to be no hippogriffs, just dryads.
Okay, the game is heating up. It is very important. This dance, you know, how many units you need to keep in your base to protect your wisp from gargoyles, or who knows, maybe Undead will actually just fight with the gargoyles. There is a lot of these mind games. There is a lot of curveballs, as you mentioned. We don't see second hero. Okay, I'm sorry. There is Lich in the altar. That's fine. Panda is trying to get level 3, but it's a long journey. And let me tell you, both Dryads and Gargoyles are very fragile, and it's a tier 2 Undead fighting.
Panda trying to do what he can, but at least we'll be able to run away. Surround on the Keeper, almost a 4-point there. Would have been a nice little TP force potentially, or maybe just a staff, of course. Dryads being chased down. There is fountains that are easily crept as well by these guards in the future, if ever there is space for either of these two players. Tier 3 will mean Orb in a second, but there will be no Tier 3 tech for Sheik. He's gonna probably just get Wand of Negations and go with as many Gargs as he possibly can build.
Yeah, let me tell you one thing. I'm casting a lot of Warcraft 3, I'm playing a lot of Warcraft 3, but one thing I don't know. Like, what to do, what is like easy and useful as Nidal versus Mass Gargs. I think there is no easy answer. Like, Mass Gargs is super hard to deal with, and as we can see, even Jens struggles with it. And as you mentioned on the top left, Gargoyles are clearing all of the air units super easily. They deal a lot of damage to air units, and yes, this Lich has a nice welcoming with a lot of items, and yes, this Lich is already almost full inventory.
As DK gets level 4, Aura, of course, going to help chase down those Dryads. And yeah, the issue is, it's like, you have two answers as Night Elf. Either you get your economy rolling with a Shredder really quickly, and you can go for 3 Ancient Wind, just like Jens did last game, or you're forced to play Dryads like he is this game, and it honestly just takes a lot of micro. You have to not have all your Dryads clumped in one space. You have to have them spread out all over the place and continuously micro them back and forth, back and forth. Very similar to when you have one melee unit in the center of 3 Dryads and you form a triangle and never let the melee unit attack one Dryad because he's constantly slowed. You have to do that, but with like 15 Dryads at the same time against a clump of Gargs. Very difficult micro, but Jens is very capable to do so.
He has this experience, you know, he's like, okay, another day in the office, let me tell you, this Undead army scares me, but not Jens. They call him the Great Wall of Chile for a reason. He has experience with it. And we have a big fight, we have some Dryads, Panda has Orb of Venom, can be an anti-air unit, but what do you do versus that many guards? 2-0 upgraded!
It's just way too many. This is the game plan for Sheik. He knows Secret Valley. This was his loser map. He knew exactly what he was going to be able to do on Secret Valley. If he secured the expansion, Jens was going to struggle. It's just too many Gargs, man. And the Panda's only level 3. It's not a big level 5 Panda. It's going to be a tough hold.
Hey, the amount of hypogryphs is growing up slowly. You can say a lot of good things about gargoyles, or a lot of bad things. But yes, they don't deal a lot of damage versus structures. It means that expansion of Mr. Jens can hold for a little bit while he's accumulating a lot of anti-air units. But how long can this dance continue? When you check supply, it's even, Carson. I mean, it was even, but Undead has the momentum, Undead has 2 statues, but Panda with Breath of Fire, and remember, without tier 3 there is no Stone Form, and Destroyer, so you can't AoE Dispel Drunken Haze.
Might need a trip to the fountain in a little bit, but for now the statue's helping out a lot. Of course, the more units, the more mana it takes on your statues, so he's going to run dry. Hippogriffs come in, but maybe a little bit too early. He's going to need a lot of Hippogriffs to have air dominance here. Maybe even a bad choice to go for Hippogriffs. Should have just gone for more Dryads, but for now he's getting kills. He's got the Orb on the Panda. That was, what, 3-4 Gargs dying there. Jens is doing it. He's doing it with micro.
We have a lot of level ups, and look at this, Sheik is already in plan B. He is teching as we speak, and I think overall he is quite happy with his position, and he's starting this dirty dance. He's like, okay, I force hypogryphs from my opponent, you know what? Maybe he'll switch his tech. Actually, for now we know there's going to be pure air versus pure air, and I'm looking for some Night Elf army. Look how small this Night Elf army is.
Keeper might be forced to do a TP, forced to do a push of vulnerability, swapped from the Panda. And then we'll have to get out of there. Haze, but doesn't land the fire. No more guard kills. And Sheik just continues to be annoying. He's got to be such a frustrated player to play against.
Yeah, that's the trade of the greatest players. But yes, I wonder if he's going to think about switching some unit composition. Probably not. He's investing heavily into his gargoyles. And yes, he's going to creep as well. A pretty big camp. The red camp on the bottom goes to the undead. What's the item? Medallion of Courage. Could be better. Imagine, I don't know, TC Aura or whatever to make the gargoyles even faster. But yes, that's the big difference. Look at this. Jens is creeping a green camp and Undead is done with a huge red camp.
Okay, now all of a sudden the Coil Nova can seriously threaten that keeper. And the Moonwells aren't as healthy as they were last game. It's not a big 3-base game with 100 supply cap and, you know, tons of regeneration, tons of money for items and stuff like that. It's a very stingy game for both. So Coil Nova will be very effective on the keeper if he can't always afford those potions of invulnerability. There's a couple of creep camps left. Surprisingly, the orange to the left of Sheik's base still available. And then a couple more oranges on the sides of the map, and then one more red camp.
Mr. Carson, do you remember when you said that neither will run out of lumber and Undead there is no problem, he'll just make gold? It's the total opposite. But of course, I'm kidding a little bit. Probably Mr. Jens invested into so many ghouls. But guys, is it the final push? There is orb on the Lich, and we are pushing. Is there TP on the Night Elf? Where is the Keeper? Keeper has a TP. Okay, let's go. This is go time.
Is there enough Hippogriffs? That's the question. Could be the same one-sided air fight again. Nova lands on everything is huge. Protection scroll on both as well. Keeper did retrain to Thornzora on level 2. Always hard to tell what goes on in these air fights, but at the end of the day, one player is going to be left with nothing, and one player will be left with everything. Seems like the Gargs are winning. If we look at the supply, that would be true. And the experience that Sheik is getting from this as well. Does he have heal scrolls left? No, he burned both. Coil Nova now on the Keeper. Potion Force. Panda's got to sap him out. He does swap it over, but that wasn't enough Hippogriffs, man.
In the most important fight, I was also checking, there was no roar, you know, so Sheik caught, yes, a little bit off guard, and yes, that was too big of a supply swing. Maybe you'll see about that. Expansion is still alive. Panda, use the Moonwells. Yes, this Moonwell battery that keeps Night Elf in this game. And remember, Panda level 5 is the biggest power spike that Jens can have, but can he come back from this supply disadvantage?
Going to be very, very helpful. Just stone forms immediately. Just says, I only need heroes right now. Oh, he's got to be careful. I thought the Keeper was going to fall, but maybe it could be one of Sheik's heroes. Dryads dying. Panda with an orb and a breath and a dream, but the last bear is going to fall. Last Dryad is staffed out. Oh, actually double staff there. Expansion's still standing. Can we transition out of Hippogriffs and into something else? He probably should have just stayed Dryads this game, I feel like, Saul.
Okay. I mean, my eyes are on the Panda. I admit. This hero is magnificent, and with the mana pool can do miracles. And there is no Dreadlord, right, to slow the Panda down. So that's pretty nice. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, this game is getting even more colors. Supply lead for the Undead is a tier 3 Undead with amazing upgrades, but Panda is amazing as well.
I like the choice from Jens. He hazes, and then he waits. He doesn't want the breath to be dodged. So many players would go for haze and then fire immediately. But Jens goes for haze, and then he chills, and then he chills, and then he surprises you with the breath of fire. So you can't just blind stone form right away. Super smart.
There is double heal scroll on Undead, 0 heal scrolls for Mr. Jens. It looks like Sheik is ready, but can he seal the deal? By the way, on this map, if he wants to, he can send the gargoyles to the fountain and even lound there with a stone form for speedy recovery. But he thinks it's better to just pressure. And let me tell you, Carson, it's looking pretty good. Is it worth it to Breath of Fire on the stone form? Probably not. Heal scroll used. Those gargs are brand new.
Burning count just isn't there. He did manage to get a 3rd Ancient of Wind eventually in the main base, but he still doesn't have the count that he needs, and we see Sheik just immediately diving on those Hippogriffs. Doesn't allow Jens to get up to the count that he needs. Pressure continues on the Death Knight, but now the Keeper at risk of falling if there's a Coil Nova, which there is. He could be losing this first hero.
Yes, he's thinking about killing Death Knight, but it's extremely hard with Wand of Negation. Keeper dodges the coil with anti-magic potion, but it's still exposed. He can still take physical damage. Potion of healing on cooldown, and he goes down. And with this Keeper going down, I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen, that there is no more saving grace for Jens. He says, GG. Carson, you predicted it so well. This mass gargoyle style is problematic on Secret Valley.
We've been in this series for 2 games, and it's easy to start thinking, well, this is Sheik. He plays Gargs. He wants to expand. I know what to do. But if we think back 1 week in the match against Elegant, all of a sudden, Sheik is in your base at the 4-minute mark. He's towering you, and he kills you in 4 minutes. That happened to Elegant. Jens must have seen the games and always has to have this in the back of his head.
That's a good question, good thought, I mean. And Keeper, maybe that's why Jens is trusting into Keeper, because let me tell you, Neo, you know, maybe I try to be a nice guy, but I tower rushed some Night Elves as undead, and let me tell you, when I see Keeper, I'm like, this guy will summon so many Treants, even Dark Ranger can't life drain so many targets.
I love how you always find a reason to bring up the Dark Ranger, just like it was with Pally Rifle in the past. Rip Pally Rifle. But yeah, very good explanation. Against the Keeper, you don't want a tower rush. That takes that play out of the playbook. That invites you to Gargs. Question is, can Sheik brute force his expansion? Both of you have said it. Tidehunters, very good for Keeper. It was the home turf of the Keeper. Very short rush distances between the 2 expansions. And with that, good opportunity to kill Haunted Gold Mines.
Sheik is expanding, and Jens is pulling the Murguls. He's doing this for one reason, to stop them from using mana. In Warcraft 3, if you pull a monster, you know, from a camp that is guarding for like full, like there is some time duration there, they won't cast any spells anymore. And look at this beautiful creeping. Jens is unlocking level 2, but at the end of the expansion, good things are happening. And look at this, they're just going to meet in the middle, kinda. Death Knight is looking for some coils, for some skeleton kills, and it means that Sheik Ziggurat will finish without any issue. But now I see the bigger picture. Look at this expansion, Neo. It's like already there for the Night Elf. It's already growing. Add some water and blink twice, and it's going to be rooted at the gold mine.
Let's see about that. Sheik, I don't know if he has the perfect idea if he saw that, but ghouls are marching across. He's very, very sure of that play. His own Haunted hasn't even started yet.
He didn't go for Haunted. Look at Death Knight inventory. He bought 2 items. He bought Gloves +5 and Gloves of Haste. Somebody stop this Death Knight. I said that this expansion is going to finish, but with those items, I'm a little bit more pessimistic.
How much wood can a woodchuck chuck? If a woodchuck could chuck wood, that goes for the DK now as well, with the 2 claws in his hand. 3 ghouls, 1 skelly. That might just be enough. Our reigning champion in Jens is struggling in the early game.
Champion is losing to some items, and you know what? You can give those items later to the Lich. Mamma mia, grande madonia. But remember, Undead is not expanding, and Undead is not taking. You can. Oh, the Keeper got surrounded with 3 units.
What? Oh no! What an unfortunate situation, and the DK keeps it close here as well. This gotta be the town portal, the deny even. Entangle, focus fire. He's trying to get out of there, but Frostmourne hungers for some elk meat. Oh my god! That was so close!
Sonic is going to send a letter of congratulations to Jens. Like 4 HP in a pro game, thumbs up from Sonic.
What is happening, dude? In a deciding game 3, we see plays like this. We're back to square one. We're 5 minutes in the game and we start our expansions.
Okay, nobody's taking okay, I stand corrected. Sorry, yes, actually did tag, but yes, maybe he'll expand, or maybe he'll try to do some heavy pressure. We'll see about that. Okay, I'm still scared of those items. By the way, it's very important, the Death Knight has Staff of Teleportation. It means if you go for Entangle Surround, you know, he can just go back. That's why Jens is more interested in killing units. Nice deny by Sheik, and still, he's right-clicking Keeper, and he can, of course, because of the archers are dying, and Jens decided to plant the expo in the worst time because he saw reinforcements from the ghouls, and I hope that Mr. Sheik internet is fine. And if I learned something from today morning tournament, mini Loliet camp, is somebody's lagging, pause the game. But we as observers, we sadly can't, I think.
No, we can't. And this looks a bit more dire than the one before. Hopefully. Oh, he has reconnected.
There is no feature like that on BNet, but let's see if he can come back.
It's still clicking down, though. Ticking down.
Mia. Come on, Sheik, you can do it. You have great items. Oh, no.
Oh!
The game has been paused? Okay, it's
Safe.
only Warcraft Champions technology. He should smash. Smash like Hulk. Minute, please. Okay, we can give him a minute, right, Neo? We are very happy that he's back, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
To
of
connect
course,
two
of
players
course.
from Chile and Russia. Russia is pretty big. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's still a miracle. We are here. And, ladies and gentlemen, we can use a minus RTT technology, Mr. Neo. Present it to viewers.
Can we, as observers?
Yes, sir. You learn every day. Double T.
Oh, yeah. Sheik with, okay.
A lot of numbers.
A lot of numbers, yes. Okay, 159 right now. Not
Okay,
ideal.
That's how players, they are checking if somebody's spiking, you know, you just use this comment, and if somebody's spiking hard, they have like 2000 ping there sometimes. So they just need to wait a little bit, and yes, we need to wait for the worst. Maybe the internet will calm down. You know, it's sometimes you want to go outside and it's kind of raining and you're just lurking, and at some perfect point the rain will stop, you know, so that's my strategy. And then usually I say, I'm not going outside anyway. Let's play / stream some Warcraft.
I was about to say the same, but I knew it would be coming from you. So Sheik is lagging again. Ay. Hopefully this is fixed now.
We are holding hard, Neo. Nobody
we
dropped yet.
Cheers to the weekend.
Okay, what is this? It is a tilde, or how do you say in English? This sign that Sheik is...
Looks like it. I don't know.
What does it mean, Neo?
Maybe he's just testing if the answer is appearing.
That's true. Okay. It's more efficient than typing test.
I guess so. Maybe we see there's some Cyrillic messages that we don't see. But time to thank some supporters, I guess. Thank you, Sonic, for 63. Young Fang, you've been an absolute legend. Not only today, not only this week, but I don't know what to say about you anymore, man. You're always here. You're always supporting. You're an absolute backbone of this entire channel. Big Delicious Sea Cow, thank you for the gifted sub. Metzka 69, we said it already. Ooh, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. At some point it has to get better. Thankfully there's no clock running down like a shot clock in basketball. We can stay on pause as long as we want.
Yes, new players, they respect each other, they know the situation. Sheik wants to try it, and the game has been resumed, and the tournament admin was safe from making a hard decision.
Well, I think the decision would have been regame once the internet is stable again. There was no big decision.
He got those items, he got those cancels. Look at the Death Knight inventory, but Jens is coming back with some nice entangles.
Right on. Well. Can he get another surround with 3 units? Not this time. Ooh, second try, but I don't think he has the health anymore to keep it close. And now the Keeper is level 3 and gets even better entangles.
Mr. Neo, these trays are okay. The ghouls are dying, and in the free time check, because at the Undead expansion, because there is some weed growing there. I think it's going to be a very aggressive play soon.
It is legal in some countries. It is not legal at Sheik's expansion. And this has to be scouted. You said it at the beginning of the cast, or was it Carson? I'm not too sure. Either Jens is playing the ultra defensive game and wants to go very, very late game, or he's aggressive with APs, and Sheik might have a blind eye here.
You need to do something, right? Sheik was very good with cancelling the expansion, right? And this Wisp is here for 2 reasons. A, detonate skeletons. B, pretend that he wants to expand. Do you feel it, Neo?
Oh, just a fake. And now he's expanding in his face for the second time to make Sheik believe that this is still the plan.
And he cancelled, and Sheik is feeling good. Sheik is feeling relaxed. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if it... Okay, can Death Knight die? Can Death Knight die? It's Entangle level 2, by the way. And yes, Ancient Protector is ready. Nurture Blessing is ready. That was a bluff. You know, this play by Jens with this expansion, I think. And the push, big push is coming. Neo, there are 5 ghouls on the battlefield. That's it for now.
That's not good for Sheik at all. We talked about can Sheik flip the script and try and surprise him with the tower rush. All of a sudden, an AP is at Sheik's base and he's kind of naked. The DK is looking horrible despite his amazing items. These are the last few ghouls. He's trying to get for... to go for a second crit, but also that seems too late. Sheik is floating 800 gold, but it's probably not over yet. Ziggurat is finishing. No repair. Now... Can he hold this?
It's very close, definitely, and Sheik can spend his gold well, because he's still on tier 1. In 20 seconds, he'll going to reach tier 2. But it will take him some time, you know, to get there. And you know what? Yes, he's actually trying to expand now. Okay, this game is getting so many colors. I don't know, maybe he should commit into the push. Look how many acolytes will die. All of them, Neo.
Okay, we're back to one base. Then Fiends are coming in. Another ghoul deals with that expansion. 3 units now that should shut it down. Jens sends an Ancient of War. This expansion is toast. But if it's one base, isn't that playable?
That's a good question, and you know, there is still a long way from one base, right? The undead expansion is still there, but as you mentioned, Ancient of War with Nurtured Blessing, it's basically unkillable, especially with Fiends. And I'm checking on the bottom, there was a Wisp Surround attempt, but there is Wand of Negation already in Sheik Death Knight inventory. This guy doesn't care about the Entangle. It's 4 charges of Dispel. So it's like 4 entangles. How much mana is it? 300 mana. It's basically double a Demon Hunter level 5 mana burn in inventory of the undead.
Or 2 potions. Exactly. So Jens expanding again. Sheik still determined to hold this with new numbers of ghouls. He's not supply blocked, low on lumber, so you can't even think about a tier 3, but maybe a wagon, maybe a statue can clean this up. And if these towers are gone and the Haunted is still there, Jens is in trouble again.
Yeah, Lich joins the party and it's panda hunting season. You can't Nova Dryads, but definitely you can Nova the Panda. And ladies and gentlemen, Jens is trying to expand again. As you mentioned, he just wants to do a little bit of a mayhem at this expansion. He's trying to creep. Coil connects. Mamma mia. He got the Murloc and Jens thought that Panda is in trouble, so he stuffed the Panda. Now this expansion is definitely going to survive, and I only feel a little bit bad for the Ancient of War. He got promised some destruction at the undead expansion. Now he's barely alive, but you eat a tree and you still go.
Over all this chaos, though, Jens expansion's finally working out as it seems. The DK and Lich are severely hurt, begging for a statue to arrive, but at the moment, Sheik is supply blocked for the first time because of the one Fiend that's coming in. The inventory is also getting emptier and emptier. Sheik needs a Ziggurat, but he's not building it.
Yeah, but look at Sheik, he already has 5 acolytes back at expansion, so this is pretty good for him. 4 ghouls are joining us with 1 Fiend. Okay, Mr. Neo, I have bad news for those ancients yet again. Okay, the Lich. Oh, that was a big attempt to kill the Lich. Wait a moment, this Ancient of War is a hero, he deserves a medal. It's still regenerating. Remember, with Nurtured Blessing, you have more armor, you move faster, you eat faster. Ancient of War, can you survive? There is freaking Acolyte attacking it.
Dude, is Jens secretly working for Greenpeace? Jesus, what? That thing soaked up so much damage. The Keeper has an Entangle ready. That's yet another kill. Maybe a double kill with the Breath of Fire combo. And this Ancient Protector also still lives. Jens is on 2 bases.
Mamma mia, but yes, gold advantage goes to the Undead for sure. The trades were okay, and yes, we are going into tier 3 direction. Yes, is behind a little bit with tech. I would say that still Sheik is ahead actually. But yes, what I remember is how brave this Ancient of War was. Shout out to Ancient of War.
And shout out to For Whom the Bell trolls in the chat saying, Jens, we can. We need that as a poster, everybody. Can some talented designer please turn that into a poster? We need Jens's face on a yes we can image thingy. You know what to do. Mamma mia! No Gargs. This time Fiends and Destroyers. A more like usually when you play Fiends Destroyers you against an expansion you want to hit an 11-minute 30 timing. We're at the 13-minute mark and it's not even close, man. Big mana potion for Sheik, leveling up still, trying to blast through with nukes. Jens also creeping up with the Shredder. We got a little time to breathe.
Yeah, look at Jens' army, condition. Barely alive Dryads, level 3 Panda with half HP. Keeper is chilling actually. Keeper is looking for some ambush. In the meantime, I undead Crab a lot. By the way, look at the Death Knight inventory. He is swimming in mana. Coils for days. Heal scroll. I think that's what Jens wants to. Sapper! Neo, there is a Sapper in the middle of the map. Jens bought it. He wants to use it on a Moonwell, on a Ziggurat or something. There is a Sapper in the middle and Sheik had the feed there. This Sapper is like a liability now. Monka-esque.
Took me some time to find it, but here we go. Coil Nova. This Zapper is probably the oldest Zapper of all time. Jens should be, Sheik should be aware now, of course. 2 Dryads also living on a prayer, and these 2 buildings that Sheik's expansion goes through. Attack. Okay, this Zapper, maybe the shop, takes out the shop. That means no statues at the moment.
Better shop than nothing, of course, but the dream of Sapper was to connect into like 2 Ziggurats, you know, and to detonate them to supply block. Still, not the worst thing ever. Mamma mia, we like big Sapper detonations. You know what is the most, you know what is the saddest Sapper interaction? You buy 2 to detonate like a Night Elf expansion. And you are almost done. You detonate the first one. There is no, Night Elf around. And you know what happens? The first detonation kills your second Sapper. I think Moon did it, right?
Moon did everything in this game, that's for sure. We got a Naga third, and there was a shop at the expansion, so Sheik also has an orb. This is problematic now. Sick coil to save the Fiend. Instant TP out by Jens, who doesn't feel comfortable at all. All that piercing damage. Also a wagon was in production, is finished now. No disease cloud, but nice siege damage against this Tree of Life.
We have Baron Master ability, but this looks like undead push timing. How is the supply? Okay, supply is not that bad actually. Naga is an interesting addition for the undead army. Usually you go it if there is a Demon Hunter, but in this game we have Panda on level 3 and Keeper, right? Yes, doesn't have that much gold to work with, and look at this, a mid wagon just to make a big siege. Yes, you need to survive this. There is Nurture Blessing. It means that the Tree of Life, the expansion, is quite resilient. Panda level 3 is connecting to those fiends beautifully.
No Scroll of Healing here. Our defending champion is in the ropes. We show cracks in the Chilean wall. Hippos coming in as a counter to the Destroyer. The full mana Destroyer, not part of this. Still bears suffering, but so are the fiends. This Panda was carrying the fight, but now he's out of mana.
Yeah, even Destroyer was in trouble. Undead units are in panic. They were promised easy push, easy timing, and in reality, they met, yes, what they expected. But yes, Death Knight is swimming in mana and he's healing some units. But man, Jens is alive. Supply favors Undead. But again, 3 fiends are at low HP and they can die very quickly. And Jens has Moonwells, Jens has Wellspring, Jens has all of those good things, and he's already prepared with his Ancient of Wind. And Sheik is going back to his late game scenario. He's going to creep a lot, but again, there is no Dreadlord for sleep, there is just a Naga.
That's right. Let's see if Fork Lightning can hit strong. We got a heal scroll on both sides. Still one of negation against Entangle. This is 3 bears, 2 dryads. It's pretty much nothing. Jens still working on the army, producing a lot. Checks out the marketplace. Does he find anything of interest? Not really. A little bit more creeping, but that unlocks level 2 Nova.
Is it a creep jack? Not really. Undead is in quite a comfortable position. We have 1 destroyer in the air. Definitely, Jens can't, like, you know, have enough anti-air in, like, hypogreaves of Druid of the Talon to stop Sheik from morphing the destroyers. And yes, Jens is playing it slow as he should. He probably feels that he's a little bit behind in supply. But look at this, the supply gap is closing.
Yeah, it seems like Sheik is on a timer. He doesn't have Disease Cloud. This wagon is not doing much. We Dispel, but the Dispel went into no man's land somehow. The Breath of Fire is so strong, man. If Jens advances here, he gotta send some charity to a Panda Wildlife Foundation thingy.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the big fight is ahead of us. 3 destroyers are in the air. As you mentioned, Sheik is... He feels like he's on the timing and he's going in. Lich got level 3, that's very important. Another mid-wagons joins the party. And look how many Trians they are. Those destroyers, if they detonate, you know, dispel it, they get some mana for more damage. Orb of Annihilation, the ability is called. But Jens is going in, and look at this, Naga is in trouble. Panda is super good even without mana, and they like leading the army to victory, but supply is still even, and that was a nice Nova.
That Lich has 7,500 damage, double claw, double gloves, mantle, a robe, and orb. That thing is so crazy. We are both on 2 bases here. We need some time to relax, but I guess the players won't give it to us. Jens has weathered the storm. Sheik has weathered the storm. We have an established 2 base. No, who got the better late game?
This cloud is on the way, right? In 20 seconds we'll be online. Naga is getting closer and closer to get level 3. By the way, very nice items on the Undead. Look at Lich inventory. People like it. I like it. I like to look at big, damage numbers.
Okay.
So yes, those Glove of Haste, those claws from the early game on the Lich already. Nice items on the Undead. What Jens can say, look at his Panda, a little bit under-leveled, right? Definitely experience advantage goes to the Undead. But Jens feels like, yes, he can survive long enough. And he's making another Ancient of Wind. He'll try to overwhelm the destroyers with his anti-air units. And yes, Sheik is pushing into him yet again. Double heal scroll for the Undead with double mana potion. I think Sheik has the upper hand here. Let's go.
Oh, that wagon is not in a great position. Same for the... what was that? Same for the Abomination. Everything is burning once again. Jens' army is looking phenomenal. 1 heal scroll as well as a mana potion. That Panda is breathing and breathing and breathing. And it hurts Sheik big time. Maybe a fisherman would help. We get talents in the mix, by the way. No hippos this time. There was 1 token hippo from earlier, but that's about it. The Dryads are tanking a lot of piercing damage. I'm not too sure if that's their favorable position. Another coil, another save, but only for so long. Hippos are gone, but the talents are soon to arrive.
This cloud is adding up. Yes, both players are trading a lot. Very nice control by both. Keep eye on destroyers, how well Sheik is moving them away from all of those Dryads. Huge fight here on Tide Hunters. Jens has a lot of good units. Druid of the Talon is here to deal with the destroyers, but man, bears are dead and there is still a lot of Fiends alive. Supply lead for the Undead, but can he seal the deal? There is still 1 mana potion on Death Knight. It's very important, and man, Sheik wants to pressure more.
Is that the moment where the Lich takes over? It would usually be a Demon Hunter dictating the battle now, but there is no Demon Hunter because of Jens' early game decisions, so he has to do something else. Where's the damage coming from? The bears are still quickly disappearing. Fiends, Lich, Naga defeat the Dryads all the time. The first Talon was unfortunately an instant donation, and you need them in numbers and ideally split or send them in when the Nova is on cooldown for a second. That engagement wasn't it, and maybe she can't survive the late game.
Yeah, but look at the problem for Jens. You know, he's like preparing for the push, but push is not coming. In the meantime, Undead is creeping the bottom of the map, and you may say, okay, yes, he's going to creep the big red camp. That's very true. But Undead already crept the red camp on the bottom of the map, and now he's going to creep 4 other orange camps. Man, experience on Undead is going to be crazy, not even mentioning the item quality.
Scroll of the Beast for this. Yeah, you can dispel a little bit of it, but not everything. Keeper comes in where he started, harassing the Undead expansion. This red spot item has to be something very, very, very special for Jens. We also got a health stone when it comes to like hero focus later. Production at the moment for Sheik has halted. Also no additional upgrades. Maybe he's idling a little bit. He's saving a lot of resources, but same can be said for Jens.
Interesting decision by the Undead to basically try to creep Jack at the red, you know, so he stopped creeping and went to the red camp, but maybe he thinks that is a little bit too late, so he's coming back to creeping. By the way, guys, let's check the item from the Granite Golem, and it's... Ooh, Kodo Aura is a great late game item. The more supply you have, the better, because you know the Kodo Aura buffs everything. Range unit, hero, melee unit, doesn't matter. And yes, Jens is definitely ready to fight, but Undead has some plans about creeping. Not really. Undead wants to push into the Night Elf base. That's interesting. As we can see clearly, there are still 2 orange camp, actually 3 orange camp close to Sheik main base. And yes, his Lich and his Naga, they need a lot of experience. He left 3 mid wagons for a little bit. Man, this game is crazy.
Just 3 out of 3 games are absolute bangers. Give this entire series a golden platinum star. Sheik, I think green check here. The wagons are being intercepted. We don't have Mark of the Talon yet. It is in research. Then we can apply Fairy Fire to everything. And Nuke is becoming a lot stronger. Sheik doesn't like this at all here. Takes out a Talon. Gets level 4. Another Breath of Fire as well. Dust settles. And Jens has the supply lead. And Talons used Fairy Fire on everything.
Including Acolytes, which is probably not that great. But who cares? You know, we are usually not healing Druid of the Talon from the Moonwells, right? So it's a little bit like with Dryads. Panda got level 5. And yes, in the north, Shredder is shredding some Acolytes. Neo. First, it was Trians. And Jens decided he has 2000 lumber. Shredder can go for, I don't know if we call it vacation, but you know, he has another job after hours.
Okay, like a serial killer. That was mean. We got, how much gold is there? Okay, 5 minutes of mining for Sheik. A lot more, 6.5 or almost 7 for Jens. Long term, Sheik needs another expo here, left hand side.
Mr. Neo, let's welcome Lich level 5. What is funny to me, all of his items are like damage items or mana items. And on level 5 he has 675 HP, which is very low for level 5 hero. But yes, he's the damage dealing machine. He doesn't tank that much, so yes, that's a little bit funny. And yes, hero levels are amazing on the Undead, level 554 and Naga, you know, pretty nice level. But yes, Undead will operate with level 5-5. Of course, we don't care that much about Keeper level 5. We do care about Panda level 5. This Panda is full of mana, holding 1 mana potion as well. Are we going to see an expansion attempt by any player? Are we going to see something else? The time will tell.
Sheik is pulling 2 ghouls. Might indicate that he wants another attack here. 1 heal scroll, Scroll of the Beast, Invul Potion on the Lich, Invul Potion on the Naga. Maybe another heal scroll against the Panda. I feel like he needs this heal scroll and he's waiting for the 250 gold. And that should be the moment. Exactly. Man, high stakes here. Nobody wants the lower bracket with Sheik and Starbuck. They want to survive in the winner bracket up until tomorrow. This push might decide it all. Love the wagon position. He can go to the high ground. They're so hard to touch then.
A lot of cool moves by both players. We are fighting during the day. Just casual 27-minute long game. That's pretty funny. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the big fight will start. This Lich is a machine gun, basically. Where are destroyers? We need them now. Look at all of those anti-air units. Who is going to trade better? The first Breath of Fire was amazing. Undead is trying to go for the Panda. Eyes on the Panda, but Panda is going to crawl to the Moonwells. Panda on 85 supply. The hero focus didn't work. And you know what? If hero focus on the Panda, Panda is healing again. That was a big blunder in my opinion.
Huge moment by Sheik. If he kills the Panda, he wins. But all that damage went into no man's land. The Breath of Fire is insane. Still, the bears are falling left and right. 10 supply lead for Jens, but can he survive with the Keeper? Naga's in trouble. Got some healing. In the back, the Talons and the Treants wipe the backline. The statues are gone. The wagons are gone. Sheik is struggling big time.
Mamma mia, grande Madonia. Undead is still thinking about the hero kills, but Naga is dead and level 6 on Keeper. Ladies and gentlemen, Jens did it from super behind kinda position into pushing this expo, and now he got a win. And again, there was the attempt to kill the Panda, but Panda was surrounded by the Moonwells. Who knows, maybe if Sheik would go to the to another expansion and try to kill it, maybe it's going to be a little different because there is not that many Moonwells back there. But yes, he decided to push into the main, and he almost got it at the end of the day.
Like
The
Saleh
W
Jens.
goes to Jens.
Now you put Saleh Jens into a cup. He
Oh,
becomes
it's a disappointing end. A disappointing end to what an amazing series. I feel like it's a little bit, can I say it, a little bit of a throw there from Sheik at the end. He had the fight set up for him with the hero levels and the items. He forced 2 Novas on all the bears and lowered them. And then he just let all the Talons fly past his fiends without webbing them. And they eventually killed the Destros, then dropped and killed the wagons. He went for the Panda. I thought maybe he thought it was going to be an easier kill than it was, but unfortunate. Very sick series though. I was thinking during this last game, like if I had to show somebody that wasn't into the game one series from this game to get them into it, I think it would be this series. At least from the games I've watched in the last year or so, that was very, very, very entertaining.
We got a Jens We Can poster up here on the broadcast, everybody. And this series once again showed that indeed he can never stop believing in Jens. Dude, we were so excited and we were yelling our hearts out, and you're just sitting there so calm as if your pulse is like 20. Are you not feeling any like hype emotions whatsoever?
No, inside I'm exploding.
Dude, lead us through your through your thinking, like especially game 1, 35 minutes or whatever it was. It went back and forth. You trained twice. What went through your mind throughout the game?
Game 1 was really okay for me. I had expo early. I had like everything I wanted, like a couple of bears, one group of hippos at least, and scrolls. So I was confident that I would win. I thought that I would win earlier. I think the game got out of hand a bit, and you must always respect the undead heroes if they get to high level. And I was way too cold. Like here it's like warm now, so I'm not like super covered up to play. But today it's actually kind of cold, so I underestimated the weather and the impact that it had, I guess.
So tomorrow you play with gloves?
Not necessarily gloves, but at least like a sweater or something. I don't know.
Dude,
a hoodie.
It was really remarkable. You obviously retrained for the Thorns aura, right? But how much of the success you think were the Treants in the end when you retrained the second time?
Yeah, I think it was a big part because I had like way too many hippos. I had to kill my own hippos to get something else at some point. So I knew retraining to Treants was a really good decision. He was relying a lot on Wand of Negation to dispel. So yeah, I think in the big fight, I think the Treants actually were super useful.